Anxiety is something that's so tricky because I feel like for a lot of people that are very sensitive to their surroundings, sensitive to people's energies and all that stuff, it's easy to allow your anxiety to kind of take over your mind and your vessel. And it becomes hard to like regulate your nervous system. That's when your heart will start racing and you will start to get like sweaty and clammy, and your thoughts will be racing too. Controlling yourself is pivotal. And in order to learn how to control yourself, that's where mastering yourself comes into play. When you are breaking down what energy actually is and where like the feelings of anxiety stem from, it all stems from the mind. Like anxiety is not stemming from your heart space. Most of the time, fear is centered in your root chakra. In your root chakra, that energy is translated up to your mind, and your mind is trying to process what energy it's feeling. It's usually almost always based in fear. Anxiety is based in fear, and fear is based in death. It all starts from our misconception that we die and then what? And then it's like this huge unknown that nobody knows about. Nobody knows how to really process in the third density because it's taboo. It's something that we don't talk about. And unfortunately, we're doing ourselves a disservice by not versing ourselves on the transition process. If anything, I feel as though once you were born into the physical, you died because you fell in frequency. You fell to the lowest density. It's like when you have a liquid and the denser liquid will settle at the bottom. You have all of these like layers, if you will, of this realm that we know to be maybe Earth or the universe, and we are accessing a very dense layer of it. When you are interpreting energy, you have to understand that everything is energy, just like the wind blowing around me, just like the water running through rivers and oceans and lakes, just like fire is burning, just like we are breathing, we are living. The very fabric of our being, the atoms that make up us, are vibrating, always, constantly in motion. Nothing is stagnant. Even if our limited spectrum is not picking up motion, in the way that we perceive motion to be. Things are always moving. Nothing in the universe is truly just stagnant. Even a still body of water, if you look at that still body of water, that body of water is still sentient, it still possesses intelligence. And even when you look at playing certain frequencies of music to water, it has memory, and this has been recorded. It has memory and has the ability to capture the memory and freeze it. And you will see certain geometric patterns and geometric shapes that are existing within us, obviously, as we are made of majority water and throughout the cosmos, right? So when you were looking at energy and how energy is only transferred and transmuted, and it is not, once created, able to be destroyed, you have nothing to fear as far as transitioning goes. Um, and when it comes to you wanting to utilize the free energy that is existing around all of us now, like I was just stating, the elements that are existing upon this celestial plane, when you want to utilize these energies to manifest, right, or transmute them, alchemize them into the physical, it is all a matter of understanding mental laws, mental principles, universal principles, and mental laws is a better way to say it. The laws of correspondence, laws of polarity, the law of attraction. It all starts in the mind, and you are pulling these ideas, these visions that you are having from the mental plane or the astral plane to the physical plane. And a lot of times when you are manifesting things, people get discouraged because it's like, okay, well, I'm doing X, Y, and Z. Maybe you're journaling, maybe you're speaking affirmations, maybe you are living in delusion, even though that's a whole different topic. You are living in your visions and your manifestations, and you're not yet seeing them uh, seeing the fruit of your labor, if you will, in the physical. You have to understand that this third density is like honey. It's like going from water to honey in my mind. That's how I perceive it. It's like being able to throw something through water and throwing it through honey. Honey is much thicker, it's much denser, and so it's going to take a little bit longer for something to be thrown through honey. And I don't know if that's the best example, but that's the best one I can come up with on the spot. So that's just how I perceive it. You have to give things time, because you have to understand that time, the way that we view the 24 hours, 12 months, cyclical nature. Sorry. Unfortunately, they are cutting trees right now. Super unfortunate. I hate when people cut trees down. We literally need our trees. So yeah. Like I was saying, time is a man-made construct, and we are going off of artificial time. We are not going off of nature's time and universal time. So when you are manifesting these things, do not be so easily discouraged because you're not seeing results instantaneously. A lot of my peers, like me, we live in a microwave generation, and so a lot of the times we want instant gratification. That's why TikTok, it matches with us, because, we have very short attention spans. It's on to the next, but that's not realistic. We are out of balance, we're out of harmony when it comes to the celestial body that we live on and the universal time that is just existing. There is no past, present, or future. It is all existing simultaneously. That's why you can have things like a multiverse and parallel universes. You know what I'm saying? So just be reminded to be patient and to have discipline. If you are not receiving your manifestations like the way you want them to be, stay diligent, stay on it. Maintain your discipline and remain patient, because the only difference between you and someone who is living the life that you would like to live is most likely the mindset and certain decisions that they've made in their life alongside their life path, right? And so you have to be careful with like comparison and trying to analyze like, okay, well, how do I get to this? Even if there is something about someone else's life path that you admire or you are inspired by, leave it at that and understand truly that your path to that success or that vision or that manifestation may not look the same, and most likely will not look the same, because we are all on different life paths. I know within my life path, patience is something that I've came here to master alongside other things. That we are all mastering different factions and principles, so that eventually when we are leaving this school of learning, this school of experience, we are able to attain that self-mastery. Back to what we started this whole video talking about with anxiety and mastering your nervous system, regulating your nervous system. It's just being really mindful and intentional with your energy and where you are paying your attention to. Where you pay your attention to is your currency. That's why they say it is paying attention. We live in a very intricate and complex world, and a lot of the times there's so much more than what meets the eye, and there's so many aspects of the world that you can look at as multi-layered or having double meanings and things like that. I'm not trying to be like too philosophical and deep, but life is, so I can't help it. Like, that's how I view life. Life is what you make it. It's all your perception. Your reality is a literal physical manifestation of your mental plane. That's why they say when your room is dirty, it's because you have a lot on your mind, like literally. So just be mindful of that stuff, as you're navigating this experience. Yeah, that's it.